Hey y'all, it's Because Mama Said So, and we are making sheet pan pancake chorizo breakfast sandwiches this morning. What we want to do is we want to start out with 2 baking sheets, 1 full-size aluminum baking sheet and 1 that is a half size of my original baking sheet. Then we're going to spray with nonstick spray and place parchment paper on both of them and then spray the top of the parchment paper. First, we're going to work on our pancake. We're going to start with 2 1/4 cups of flour and 2 1/4 cups of milk, half a cup of butter, and the milk and the butter I put in the microwave to heat up together so that way the milk doesn't make the butter too cold. Then we're going to add sugar and honey, salt and pepper. I mix all of my dry ingredients first and then add my wet ingredients, including eggs, and mix everything up until it's just combined. Pancake batter is usually a little bit lumpy, but it should be pretty smooth. If there are some lumps, it's not that big of a deal. But we're going to mix this to combine, and then we'll pour it into our large baking pan and bake at 425 degrees for about 14 to 15 minutes until it's nice and golden brown on top and baked all the way through. Make sure that your parchment paper is going all the way to the edges of your pan because it makes it so much easier to get it out after you're done cooking it. We make these breakfast sandwiches a lot. I've made them with eggs and bacon. I've made them with eggs and breakfast sausage. I've done them just egg and cheese, and they are so good. We absolutely love them, and it's so easy to prepare. This took me probably cooking time and everything included maybe 30 minutes to get this breakfast going on this Sunday morning. I love to do brunch on Sunday mornings because everybody is off and we can all kind of enjoy some breakfast. My husband is on nights right now, and so he is actually here, whereas for dinner a lot of times he's running out the door with whatever I'm making. So I really enjoy doing this brunch on Sunday mornings with my family. Next, we're going to prep our eggs. This is going to go on that smaller parchment lined baking sheet, and it will cook alongside of our pancakes, but I'm going to take about 12 eggs. I'm so excited because my chickens have started laying a little bit more. They had completely stopped during the very beginning of the cold months, which it's still really cold, but they're actually starting to lay again. And so I have farm fresh eggs to use. And then I'm going to mix in a little bit of pepper, and I'm going to take about 7 ounces of chorizos. Chorizo is a Mexican sausage. My mom is Hispanic, and so being able to grow up with chorizo and eggs in our house was always so delicious, and I love incorporating it into this sheet pan sandwich. It has so much flavor. But I'm just going to take it and I'm going to actually use it uncooked. Now you could cook this first and then mix it in with the eggs, but I didn't because this cooks super fast, and since we're going to have it in the oven long enough for it to cook, I didn't worry about it. I'm going to take a fork and just mash up this chorizo in with my eggs. I actually do wind up grabbing my meat masher to finish it off because especially when it's cold, sometimes it's hard to break up. But again, I didn't want to dirty another pan by pre-cooking it, and it didn't really make any difference as to whether it was pre-cooked or not because it has plenty of time to cook in the oven. But we're going to get this mixed up and combined, and then we'll pour it on our half sheet pan that is covered with the parchment paper, and we'll bake this for about 15 minutes right alongside of our pancake. The last 4 minutes or so, I'm going to top this with shredded cheese and allow the cheese to melt on top, and then I'll show you how we assemble these sheet pan sandwiches. Here are the eggs out of the oven for about the last 4 minutes for me to top with the shredded cheddar cheese. You can use any kind of cheese you want. Pepper jack would be really good on this. Adding even green chilies on top of this or salsa verde would be really good, but I'm keeping it super simple on this day just because we like brunch to be laid back around here. So I'm going to top this, pop it back in the oven again at that 425 as it finishes cooking and the pancake finishes cooking, and then we'll assemble. Here is our sheet pan pancake. I have taken a butter knife and run it along the edges to make sure that it would lift up okay. And I am just taking my eggs, and you're going to see I'm very gracefully going to flip that over on top of half of my sheet pan pancake. I'm going to kind of jiggle and wiggle it down so that way it is centered on top, which is a little tricky, but you know what? We can do it. I didn't notice that one little piece of egg went underneath my pan. So it's not perfect, but that's okay. We don't do perfect on my channel, and I don't expect perfect. But then we're going to take that parchment paper and flip the other side up. And so now you have a top layer of pancake and a bottom layer of pancake, and your egg and chorizo and cheese are in the center. From here, I'm just going to cut these into squares, and they are so yummy. I can't wait to show you one of these sandwiches. If you can see, I've got my son Sam, his feet in the picture. He's showing me his new drum line. He is a music education major in college, and so he plays every instrument you can possibly think of, and he enjoys sharing that with me. And I have to be honest, I really enjoy hearing it. So you can see I've just got a big knife and I'm cutting these into squares. You're going to wind up with probably about 12 of these sandwiches, and when I tell you at the time that I am editing this video, they have been downstairs for probably about an hour, and I think there's 3 left because slowly people have been getting up and trickling downstairs to grab them, and they are so delicious. And here in a second I will show you the side view of one of them. They are so good, and they really aren't that hard to make. They look complicated, but they're really, really easy to make. And here is one of our sheet pan sandwiches, and I'm just going to take them off and put them on this platter. I'm going to serve these with strawberries and orange juice, and it's just a great quick brunch. Thank you so much for sharing this brunch with me this morning. Take care of yourself, your precious cargo. And why? Because Mama said so. Let me know if you try it. Like, share, and subscribe.